Oh boy, is it. Hello everyone and welcome back to AmmoMart. In last week's video, we talked about the history of the Smith & Wesson Model 57 and a little bit of the 41 Magnum cartridge. Today, we're actually here at Buffalo Trading Company's indoor range and we're going to shoot one of Jerry Ladd's shooter Model 57s. He has, of course, do his own hand loading, and what we have for the hand loads is around 6 to 7 grains of tight group, and of course a wad cutter projectile makes it much more enjoyable to shoot. Problem is, that's nowhere close to the amount of power the 41 Magnum can actually be loaded to. So along with that, I have some ammunition from Federal, 210 grain, that's actually more of the self-defense load, and I think we're going to try to catch on camera. You'll see there's a remarkable difference between the two. I have shot lots of 357 Magnum revolvers before, as well as 44, so I'll just try to give you my honest opinion of where it ranks between the two and how much shootability there is or isn't with an actual self-defense load in the revolver. So for this video, we elected to not use ballistic gel. I think most of our viewers would agree the 41 Magnum caliber is gonna pass the FBI tested flying color, so that's really not a thing. One of the other things about it is we haven't received our next batch of ballistic gel. Ours was getting too yellow to see, so instead of boring everybody with a sort of dark, dingy sort of test, we'll just move on with sort of real-world range application. So without further ado, let's plink around a little bit and then we'll get out the full smoke rounds and see how that goes. As I mentioned, this is Jerry Ladd's everyday shooter, weekly shooter. He is actually a former competitive shooter, and though well into his 80s, is still no one you would ever want to walk out in front of. Quite a talented guy. So I'm going to try first just a few in single action mode. Very enjoyable pop, about like a 9. Very accurate. Yeah, a little up and down on the target, but that's me. So I'm going to try the next one in double. Very smooth action. The gun's been shot quite a lot, obviously, so that's going to help. One failure to fire, but that's okay. So that particular test, quite easy. The weight of the end frame, of course, with the barrel being 6 inches, very controllable. We chronoed these earlier and they were going downrange at about 750 feet per second, so you know, way reduced sort of power load. That's me. Yeah, it's a crazy accurate pistol. Yeah, just about perfect. So that's the fun stuff, right? Now, real world, hopefully we've captured the sort of characteristics of what it's like with hand loads. And if there is a problem with the Model 57, we're about to discover it. Which is the shootability was never what everyone hoped for. On the side of the box here, you can see it says muzzle velocity 1230, at 25 yards 1170, and the foot-pounds of energy at the muzzle is 705, at 50 yards 585. Quite a powerful handgun round for sure. hopefully we'll be able to determine on camera, not only with the volume, but the reaction of the firearm when you press the trigger. This is going to be a little bit of a different thing than your watered down hand loads. Oh boy, is it. This particular platform had what was known as a lot of bolt thrust. And that meant the action had to be extremely strong. The N is, but I can tell you, without a ton of practice and getting used to the recoil impulse, you are not going to be able to operate this gun for multiple shots very well. You only had 6 to begin with, but quick follow-up shots ain't a thing in my mind with the 41 Magnum. I'd like to try a couple in double action mode. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So we're cutting the hole. We're only out about 5 yards just to get kind of used to the thing. Interesting gun. In no way, shape, or form with a 4-inch barrel would I believe that law enforcement would be into this. It's really not a shock at all that they went, thanks, no thanks. Now, having said all that, if you were a hunter, excellent choice. Also, one of the other applications, as we mentioned, is the 4-inch version. You could reasonably carry it out into the field to dispatch dangerous large game. It would certainly do that. No surprise, the 41 Magnum went the way it went just from its characteristics, but it's still an awfully cool, beautiful, and remarkable piece of Smith & Wesson and American history. Hope you guys have enjoyed this range demonstration, and don't be afraid to like and subscribe.